Since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Coming through!
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for...
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Well, one thing's for sure, no way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? Yeah, maybe a little. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beidou had a great run there too, but Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but...
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well-deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. We invited Mr. Kaedehara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedehara name. Regarding the history of the Kaedehara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the almighty shogun. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Considering Mr. Kaedehara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into—
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. With the Kaedehara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedeharas will be bladesmiths once more. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedehara, and the art of blade making for which it stood.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedeharakazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, but perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No, this puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so over time these techniques came to form something of a Kaedehara sword art. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed, he sounds highly aggressive.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the traveler in investigating the one who attacked him.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what... Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot about you.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different...
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is...
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation.
Ah, if it isn't kaedeharakazuha.
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades But an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. Yes. Strange, isn't it?
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. He is humble and kind.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Unrelenting patience and willpower to move mountains.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. Everything was fine when we first got married. But as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so...
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire. Even though I'm still a little mad at him. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, but the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Mayuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing?
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. If this is indeed what happened, and the innocent man hasn't come forward yet, one fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame no Mayuya is polite and well-mannered. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, Ame no Mayuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but...
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the...
Mrs. Nagato...
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatari. From what I've... But most will... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with.
So which...
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in,
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly trails! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Come into being! Let's roll!
It's... By the looks of it, a letter. Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, a conflict arose. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse, and...
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this. Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, felt... For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that it... I have a
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. On with the search. We must stay vigilant.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaedeharakazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before! What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma Yuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa! Surely you don't mean...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame Yuya's body.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. He was a bladesmith of great renown, and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world.
So, swords can become conscious?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So Ame Yuya was... Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you...
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next...
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. Kaedeharakazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Now, give your body over to me! Submit to me!
I summon...
Live! One with nature. The wind knows me. Witness my great undertaking.
Join me and sever that divine
Can't catch me.
light.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Rewrite history!
Let's roll!
Submit to me! Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's... Since the blade is currently possessing Ame Yuya's body, if you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. After all the time that's passed, you have...
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. It is pointless to argue further.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying.
But
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your now. Take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies, although this blade has endured much turmoil. If a blade built for Ishin art, if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice.
Wait a minute! Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret
All right. Please lead the way.
what about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good... Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
There's more!
One with nature.
It's my lucky day! There's more!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected, though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something else on your mind?
Let's keep going.
It's my lucky day!
The wind knows me.
Say no more!
Boom!
You're the fairy? Finally,
One with nature.
The fairy? Let's get this. One with wind and cloud!
The wind knows me.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out.
But what would...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve. Time to go.
Look out! Mad rush!
Into the wind.
I'm ready!
The wind knows me.
This isn't over!
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
Wind strike.
That hurt!
One with nature.
You win! This...
Are you okay?
Yes.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time?
True form? What is this the same blade as before? It look...
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me, but regrettably we are nothing alike. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away.
Huh?
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can help this time!
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
It's my lucky day!
The wind knows me.
There's more! Take this!
One with nature. Clouds high.
The birds come!
You fought...
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travel. I thought that if I could achieve...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. Too much time has passed. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but this blade has traveled the land with me for many years. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. There is something else. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the... Though you tried to... I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this journey, you have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motive. When I touched the hilt for a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by.
Wow.
Indeed, he spent the rest. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, so he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliant.
So but after that...
Right. This blade has committed. Yes. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. He seems to have calmed down, though.
I once told him that but darkness. Not only did I...
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the term, but I still cannot bring myself to... So, may I ask you to...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too?
It has to be done in this order. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess.
His attitude has grown a lot mild. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, after that, he never... Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle. My fights were devoid of any noble... You are a fine warrior.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no Mayuya. You must have plenty of reason.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and...
I see. I utterly despise him and his actions. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still... Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma,
Honored to cross blades with you.
it is my honor also.
The wind knows me. Time to go. Into the wind. One with nature. Time to go. Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me. Time to go. Into the wind. The wind knows me.
Thank you. Although he appeared, his sense of...
You also fought well. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you.
I must apologize to you for all.
You need not seek... It is too...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed far from the straight and I beseech you.
Yes. I too...
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go?
I'm not sure.
I am sorry to have...
A prized... But I have some good news as well.
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that Hyuya is back...
I think I know what you...
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me.
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. I have decided to let him do it.
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So... that's why he said it had to... his consciousness...
Kagotsurube, it seems like only in the...
Seems like he really wants...
The same fervent ambition, speaking for myself. I understand. Hearing his wish to rival the divine... Your quest to face the gods, and after everything I've seen...
Oh, Kazuha...
I will continue to support you from this point on.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made.
The Tenryou Commission is already
Wow, you...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long... by means of a series, and so it looked... The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmith. Were I to accept your goodwill...
You misunderstand.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance...
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.